Alright, welcome back to the channel guys. What's up guys? Kaise ho? I hope everyone is doing great. This is the weather I did not expect. Come on now, I'm done. Enough yaar. I enjoy this kind of beautiful weather. It looks like a proper hill station. But then I'm done with it. Until it is like this since June, July, August, now September. It seems we got more rain than required. So I think nature, you have to listen to us enough. Alright, I just finished having my breakfast, and as you guys know, since almost 2019 or something, I keep taking all these supplements, especially from the time I started properly working out and cutting down my weight, and I become more body conscious, health conscious and all that. These are all my supplements, my omegas, multivitamins and all that, and preferably it is better to take your supplements, your multivitamins after your breakfast because the absorption is better after a good meal. I'll tell you something, if you can manage to get all the vitamins, all the essentials that your body needs from food, this is the best thing. But unfortunately, we don't. Because of this hectic lifestyle, we keep running around so much. We don't eat the right food. We don't eat whole foods, because of which there's a huge gap in supplementing your body with the right things. That is the time things like these come into picture. And if you observe these days, even if you get good sleep, most of us feel tired, fatigued for no reason. Loss of strength, muscle loss, mood swings, hair thinning, and the most scary thing, suppressed immune health. This is where supplements step in. I'm not saying all this will magically cure everything for you, but it definitely helps and fuels the deficiencies. As always, I recommend you do your own research and pick your own stack of supplements. I personally use HK Vitals Multivitamin Plus Men. It's got 30 plus ingredients. It covers 100% of daily needs of 21 vitamins and minerals plus prebiotics for gut health, and botanicals like ginseng, green tea and grapeseed for energy, recovery, and most importantly, heart health and immunity. Basically, it keeps me going whether I'm hitting the gym or grinding at work. As always, you can order from hkvitals.com. Use my coupon code Sriman10 and get a flat 10% off. Now coming to the most important thing about the motorcycle, the car or the bike is the actual gift for yourself, for your mind, for your mental peace, for your heart. But behind that, there is a lot of finances that go into it. Before going into the planning of my finances, how I made sure that this bike has to cost me almost negligible, or it sometimes maybe make a profit for me. We'll come to that. Very interesting. I'm pretty sure a lot of you people these days know all these things, but for the ones who don't know, I'll talk about how I leveraged the money I had. And I'm planning, if everything goes well, then I think this bike is going to be almost free for me, or in fact it might also make a profit for me in the long run. Let's see. Before that, what is the cost? So this is the BMW X4's invoice and all that, and this one has all the documents of my BMW S1000rr, BMW S1000rr, BMW X4 in the perlu pettagunda. I am going to name it. Last vlog, if you saw it till the end, you know the name of the bike. I started calling it the Rage. R-A-G-E. The way it pulls, the way it connects to the road. And I never experienced it completely because I can't go past 6,000, 7,000 RPM. Till there itself is like a monster. I'm telling you, right? It's so scary. I don't know what it's going to do after 6,000, 8,000 RPM. And that is the reason when I was riding it last night, I felt like giving it a name. This is like a Rage. Let me know in the comment section, how does it sound? Now we'll have to talk about the GST changes that happened recently, the kind of taxation that we'll be going through if you buy a car or a bike. Let's start with the X4. I've already said this a couple of times, so if you see the invoice, a BMW X4 in India costs you not more than 48 lakhs. But there's a crazy 14% CGST, 14% SGST, and then a compensation cess of a 20%. So on the whole, apart from the car's cost, which is 49 lakhs to the manufacturer, that is what it takes to make the car for BMW after doing like hundreds of years of engineering and research and all that. He is charging 49 lakhs for his development, for his product. But then the government is charging another tax amount alone is 23 lakhs change. I don't know how much is the car manufacturer making in this, but I'm pretty sure the government is making much more than that. Of course, we get benefits. I'm not discounting the government completely and saying they're looting us. I'm not saying that. You get to ride on the roads. I know it is not the best of roads that we have in the country right now, but you have to accept the kind of infrastructure we have here. It's not at the best, not at Singapore level and all that, and the scene ledu kani. We are far better than a lot of other countries, because when you can't do anything much, at least you should be happy with what you have right now instead of aiming. I know you have to aim for a bigger thing, for a better country. That's always there. But instead of getting up every day in the morning and talking bad about your country, about your house where you live in, that will never get you peace in your mind. So the point I'm trying to make is 49 lakhs for the car itself and another 24 lakhs almost for the taxes. Apart from this, we have to pay road tax to get this registered. This is not on road price, okay? You have to shell out another 14% road tax. Now, this calculation, I think it came up to almost 83, 84 lakhs or more. Doesn't matter, 80 lakhs. But the point is, now, if I would buy this particular same BMW X4 today. If you see the total taxation over here, it says 14%, 14% which is 28%, plus cess is another 20%, which is 48% of tax. Now because this car falls under that luxury segment, the government says that no cess, nothing, just flat 40%, which is a pretty good hike, pretty big hike. So it feels like 28%, which was previous, which I paid GST, and now it's become 40%. That means what we're missing is, you see this particular thing, cess, that cess is 20%. That is removed now. And they say it's a flat 40% GST, that's it. Which means I paid 8% more. My car would cost 8% less today in taxes. 48,98,000 into 40%, 19,59,200. Which means how much tax did I pay? 2351. 4 lakhs of reduction in the taxes part. And then on road is going to be a little bit lesser if I bought it today. Luxury cars have become cheaper by a few lakhs now because there's no compensation cess on it. Anything 1200cc and below are going to be like flat 18%. There's no 28% slab now. So that's a major chunk of money you're going to save after 22nd September. So thanks to GST for that. And also people in the luxury segment who are going for a Mercedes or anything above that, I think they are also getting a lot of benefit because earlier it was 48% tax, now it is 40% flat. Now all that is okay, but the most important thing that we have to worry about is bikes. This is very interesting and this is something I couldn't align with. None of us bikers could align with because things have gotten a little bit expensive. So here's the invoice of the rage. Rage ఏదో కానీ నన్ను సేజ్ చేసేటట్టు ఉన్నాయి ఇవన్నీ. Once again, the price of the bike is around 17 lakhs approximate. I'm rounding off everything so that calculation is easy. 14% CGST and 14% SGST. So that is 28%. This is the older GST slabs. 3% cess. Now if I have to buy this particular bike, if you're getting a bike above 350cc, anything above 350cc is considered luxury and put everyone in 18% slab here. Anyways, the bikes are super expensive. What would happen is, if I bought the BMW S1000rr on September 22nd and later with the new GST slab, I would be charged straight 40% and no cess. But it was 28%, 3% cess, which means I paid total tax of 31%. But now I have to pay for the same bike 40%, which is bike which costed 22 lakhs would cost me 23 lakhs 80,000. Crazy, almost 2 lakhs of a difference just within a day. So Sriman Kotaru has saved on taxes 2 lakhs, though I paid a lot of taxes on the whole road tax. This is not the final amount, bro. This is not the final amount. You always keep forgetting, right? Or maybe I keep forgetting. This 22 lakhs is ex-showroom. इसके ऊपर 16% road tax. Actually, it had to be 14% road tax. But now, in Telangana, the road tax has been increased. And if it is your second bike like me, it is going to cost you 20% road tax. In which ways, the thing is, if I would buy the car after September 22nd or whenever that new GST schedule is going to start, the X4 would cost me around 3 to 4 lakhs cheaper and the bike would cost me around 2 lakhs more. All this is the tax part. Now we have to talk about the financial planning that went behind this. Chala, like so many graphs, so many Excel sheets, so many calculators, GPT lo anni vaadi, I've come to a conclusion that I think this needs a marker. And now time for the blackboard. Yellow board, yellow paper. Financial analysis, financial class by Sriman Kotaru. It's not a major thing. A lot of you people might know this, but I know there are like a lot of followers who are like very young, 14 to 18. You should also know it because that time this technology was not there. Such kind of platforms were not there. No one told you like a big brother, don't do this, don't do that. Financial strategies. Now we have such platforms. Now you have people like us to guide you a little bit. I'm not saying you have to implement these things. It's good to know these things. You have to go with your own comfort. All this professional advice is not professional advice. Firstly, you have to consult your financial advisor whom you truly properly believe in. This is just like what I did for myself, thinking it might work out the best for me. It might also backfire, don't know, but then I'm taking my own risk, so no problems. Now this is not for everyone. I'm specifically keeping the people in mind who have money already. Like for example, I have the money from my 1250 sale, right? My BMW 1250, when I sold it, the bulk amount that I got, I did not waste it anywhere. I invested it back and it is with me. So I'm going to use the same amount of money to buy this new bike. If you are someone who doesn't have that money to buy a bike outright, then these calculations don't make sense for you. I'm not just talking about a 20 lakh bike or 30 lakh bike. This strategy might work for any bike, any depreciating asset you want to buy. Let it be a phone or let it be a small bike, maybe 2 lakh ka bike. So now from the sale of my 1250 GSA, I got 25 lakhs, not that much. For calculation purpose only, let's let's assume 25 lakhs, okay? The BMW S1000rr, which I zeroed on, I wanted to get it. I have 3 options to buy this bike. So we have 3 options. Option number 1, outright purchase. And then we have option number 2, bike loan. Option number 3, I'll tell you about this in the last. So I put all these 3 options while I was deciding to make this purchase. So option number 1 may outright, pretty simple. I have 25 lakhs in my bank. All I have to do is liquidate this, get my funds, go to the BMW showroom, buy the bike I want. Bike mundra asala. No loan, no EMI burden. You just have the bike with yourself. That's it. Every month you don't need to worry about paying an interest, paying an EMI. Assuming that we're going to sell this bike after 4 to 5. Let's assume 4 years is the deadline to sell this bike. So once you sell this, obviously the bike, though it depreciated, it has some value. After depreciation, I'm assuming the 25 lakh bike will cost somewhere around 18 lakhs. 25 lakhs you bought it, 18 lakhs ko you sold it. Cost of ownership is 25 lakhs minus 18. 7 lakhs is what you lost on this purchase after having the bike for 4 years. Outright purchase is okay. You're losing 7 lakhs but no interest on this. Second option is taking a typical bike loan. Now let's assume you get a bike loan of 25 lakhs straight from the bank. They were offering me 10% per annum interest rate. For 48 months, I have to pay this EMI. EMI comes to a crazy 63,000 approximately. So every month I have to pay 63,000 for the next 48 months, which is 4 years, to own this bike. Now we might think this is what people do and they go into debt. No. See, this is how you should look at a loan. If you have this 25 lakhs in the bank, typical thinking is go put this 25 lakhs in your bike. Don't go for loan because it's going to cost you interest, and just go buy your bike and later sell it after 4 years for 18 lakhs and you're sorted. No. Even if you have 25 lakhs in your bank, I would suggest you go take a loan against it and invest this 25 lakhs into something that makes more than this 10%. Let's come back to that later in the option 3. I'll tell you what did I do. But for now, let's assume you just took a bank loan, approximately 63,000 per month for 48 months. You pay the interest part in this around 5.5 lakhs of interest towards a 25 lakh bike, which means your effective cost is 25 lakhs plus 5.5 lakhs, 30.5 lakhs you spent to get this bike, including interest. Later, let's assume you sold this bike for again 18 lakhs. Now 30.5 lakhs minus 18 lakhs. In the mathematics, IAS, IPS, that's 12 lakhs 50,000 is your cost of ownership. Outright your cost of ownership is just 7 lakhs. Here it is almost 12.5 lakhs, close to double. Now the beauty, option number 3, which is take a bike loan and put this 25 lakhs into a mutual fund. This is where things get interesting, and this is what I did. I invested into a mutual fund, into a couple of mutual funds actually, not a single one. I don't want to name them. Let's not get into that because I'm not an advisor. So 25 lakhs at approximately, I'm assuming once again, we get somewhere around 14 to 18% return. I'm assuming the lowest if the mutual fund returns 14% per annum for the next 4 years. Typically that happens because if you see the history of mutual funds, it's around 12 to 18%. Sometimes it went to 30% as well. So average long term, let's catch it at 14%. But then because I took a loan, there is an EMI of 63,000 per month, right? Where do I get the 63,000 rupees per month? I don't want to go and again work for the 63,000. What I did is I converted this mutual fund into a SWP, which is systematic withdrawal plan. Study more about that, you'll understand what is it. I don't want to go into too much of depth into it and bore you with that. But basically what happens is you can withdraw every month some amount from this 25 lakhs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to withdraw around 63,000, which is exactly my EMI. From the mutual funds of 25 lakhs per month, I'm going to withdraw this 63,000 and this is going to pay my EMI. But then because this is going to work, assumption again, if it's going to work at 14% per annum, what is going to happen is every month this 25 lakhs which I've invested into mutual funds, it is going to reduce by 63,000 because this is going to go to towards the EMI. So every month 63,000 is going to go on reducing from this 25 lakhs and it is going to pay the EMI. But still there is a little bit amount left, right? Let's say first one 25 lakhs minus 63,000, which is approximately 24 lakhs 57,000 approximately. I'm giving these numbers. So this is left in the second month. This is also going to generate interest at 14% because it's invested into the market. And then every month this bulk amount, even if I'm removing 63,000, it is going to get reinvested and reinvested. And if the markets work at 14% per annum, after 4 years, this 25 lakhs If I did not withdraw, it would become crazy 42.3 lakh rupees. If the market worked at 14% per annum. If it worked at 18%, you will have much more. But let's assume the lowest 14% per annum, I would end up with 42.3 lakhs in this mutual fund. But then I have to pay this 63,000 per month. So what happens is 4 years, if I pay that, I'm going to end up paying 30.5 lakhs approximately, I told you, right? So I removed 30.5 lakhs during the entire 4 years towards paying the EMI. This is the EMI. But there is a difference of almost 12.3 lakhs that I'm left with inside the mutual fund. But this is not correct. This will be around 6 to 7 lakhs if I put long-term capital gains into LTCG, because I have to pay the government the profit, may say my tax and all that. And apart from that, if this straight away 25 lakhs gets compounded for 4 years, you get 42 lakhs. But that's not going to happen. It is reducing as well. This 25 lakhs is not getting reinvested completely, but we're reducing 63,000 every month, right? Based on that, I did some calculations on the Excel sheet, and I understood that after 4 years, after paying the entire bank loan of 30.5 lakhs, I own the bike completely. After that, I'll be left with around 6 to 7 lakhs in my pocket. In option 1, when you think that when your grandfathers all told that don't take a loan, if you have the money, go outright buy it, that's a wrong strategy in finance, because the cost of ownership is going to be 7 lakhs. If you go straight for a bank loan, that's wrong, because you're going to end up paying 12.5 lakhs is going to be your cost of ownership because of the interest, and because your depreciation on the depreciating asset, that's your bike, you'll be ending up with a negative 12.5 lakhs. Now option number 3 is the best, I felt, where you put the 25 lakhs which you have already into a mutual fund which generates 14% per annum assumption, and then convert it into a SWP that will pay off your loan. You don't have to work for it. The mutual fund will work for you. And if you withdraw 63,000 per month and pay towards the EMI that you took a bank loan, still after 4 years, you're going to end up with 6 to 7 lakhs after calculating long-term capital gains and all that. So you might be thinking 25 lakhs pedte 6 to 7 lakhs migilnaya chetlo ani. No, it is much more, because what about the bike? You still have the bike with you, right? Now, if you sell that bike, so let's assume after 4 years, you sell your bike for 18 lakhs, plus your mutual fund made around 6 to 7 lakhs. Let's assume you got 7 lakhs in your hand. You got back again 25 lakhs into your bank after selling the bike. And this. So what happened at the end of 4 years? You end up owning your bike. There's no profit, no loss. Free में 4 years, you enjoyed a S1000rr 2025 edition. This is the magic of math. Financial knowledge lekapothe kashtam. I'm not even close to what some of my known people make around me, but the strategies that I keep doing, in the long run, definitely my net worth is not as big, but then at least I get to enjoy my life. I get to enjoy the finer things in life, having a good car, a good bike. You know, anyways, we are getting older and older. I'm that kind of a guy who like to enjoy things rather than just keeping everything in the bank and just making your bank bigger and bigger and not doing anything for yourself. But then it has to come with a calculated risk. Don't put your family on the road and do all these things. First, take care of all of those basics, needs and all that. Wants should be later. Now option 3 is what I chose. Now this option 3 is assuming only 14%. If in case it works out to, let's say, 20%, then I will get another BMW for free. You know that? This is the magic of compounding. I would take a loan, I would pay off the loan in 4 years, and my mutual fund value would be 25 lakhs more if it works out to 20% per annum. And after I sell the bike, 18 lakhs plus 25 lakhs of my mutual funds, imagine the kind of money you'll have, even though you enjoy these bikes and all that. Financial planning is very important. Right now, I'm following this particular option number 3, where the bulk amount that I got from the sale of my previous bikes, put that amount into a mutual fund, and that is approximately generating 12 to 14%. I'm hoping it will go much higher, because India is a growing economy, and every month the 63,000 rupees EMI, I'm not going to bear it. The mutual fund is going to bear it. So basically, end of the day, there's no burden on me, absolutely. I'm just enjoying the bike while the mutual fund works for me and it keeps paying the EMI for me. Why is this working out? I know it sounds a little bit funny, but why is it working out? Simple math. Your bank interest rate is 10%, but the gains you're making is around 14%. In case it makes more, then that profit difference you have is the reason you're ending up with that much of money. This is not some scam or whatever. It is proper mathematics. You can put all these things on an Excel sheet and analyze. I might be wrong as well. I think I'm correct, but in case you feel anything is wrong, just put it down in the comments. Let's have a good discussion. Because as always, I wanted this channel people to enjoy what I do. Like, I don't want you to go and buy these expensive bikes or cars. This is not the intent. If you have that passion towards biking or anything you want to buy, do that, but don't pressurize your parents or your spouse, and don't do all that. You have to do it on your own, because usme maza is next level. When you sit like this and you know that BMW S1000rr is what you got from your own money, with your own work. That BMW car is what you got with your own efforts. That is the moment it feels so good and great and proud of yourself. It gives such a positive boost. So don't put pressure on anyone. You have to do it for yourself on your own. If you have chunks and lots of money from your parents, do enjoy that, but still please take that money and buy anything you want. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. Baap ka paisa ivanni cheppanu. I'm not that kind of a guy. Please enjoy that. You are blessed with that, so you have to do it. Not everyone gets a chance, because if you people spend that money, at least other people will get benefits, because taxes, right? I showed you how much of GST goes into it. So buying a bike from your parents' money is also fine, but understand that your parents should be able to afford it easily. You don't take them into debts and all that. Now don't tell your parents, let's do this option number 3 strategy and get a bike. Don't do that. If the markets work out well, if the market by mistake work out less than the interest rate that a bank is giving me, then I'm going to shell out more money from my pocket later, maybe by 2 or 3 lakhs more at the end of 4th year. So these small clauses are there. Generally that doesn't happen. India is a growing economy, so things should be going in a positive way, and end of 4th year we can decide what we're going to do. Usually we get bored after 2 to 3 years. So there is one more thing I thought about. 25 lakhs I'm putting into a mutual fund. If it starts reducing 63,000 per month, the mutual fund also needs some time to multiply, right? To, let's say I've invested it today. If I take away 63,000 per month from it, SWP, the amount of money 25 lakhs could generate the first month, that wouldn't happen, because it is lesser by 63,000. So what I planned is, I'll leave that 25 lakhs for 2 to 3 months. I'll bear that cost from my work or from other income sources that I make, instead of taking it like a SWP from this 25 lakhs. That way, this 25 lakhs will compound a little bit better first. What I'm trying to say is, I just sow the seed into the mutual fund. Chettu pergal koncham ledu. First తీసేస్తా అంటే I didn't feel right. You can do that. Nothing will happen. You'll still be ending up with 6 to 7 lakhs. But then I think better strategy is to wait for at least 3 to 4 months before taking out the first SWP and paying your EMI. Till then, yeah, the first 2 to 3 months you'll have to do something to make that 63,000 rupees income to pay the EMI. After that, if you can still make the 63,000 without touching the 25 lakhs mutual fund SWP, that 25 lakhs SWP is going to be like double if you don't touch it in the next 4 years. But then, yeah, that burden of EMI will be on you. 63,000 you have to keep paying from other sources of income. I'm not going to do an SWP. I'm going to leave it like that intact, and every month I have to give an instruction to my wealth manager saying, this month I want an EMI to be paid, so please release that SWP. He'll do that. So if I don't have that much of money in my account that month, then I'm going to tell him to do that. Otherwise, I'll leave that 25 lakhs intact. I'm hoping 6 months I'll try to pay the EMI from my account, and maybe 6 months I'll try to get it from the SWP. Let's see how it works. I'll keep you guys posted. Very interesting, no? Itlantivi inka chaala maatadukundam. When I keep doing things like this, I would like to share it with you guys as well. It's a secret kaadu, but can make you a lot of money. See, finances, all of the biggest people who made money they're all good at financial management. Koncham finances, if you're careful and if you manage your money properly, and if you have that financial foresight, then you're going to make money even after buying things that are depreciating asset. And imagine if we can do all this strategy into an appreciating asset. That is the next plan when we plan to buy a property or something. Children, I hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog. In case you did, you guys know what to do. Hit the like button, and I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Take care.